Hello. Welcome to the show. The Grand Design. I'm live on the YouTube. Get the headphones still in. I can hear better now. Woo-ha! So tell me, where's the basket? I got the ball. But I'm looking for the basket. For the ball. Remember, it's a string from the basketball to the basket in your mind. How's that been working for you? Working out for you? Okay, but it comes and goes. I find if I'm not saying the right things, it doesn't go in as often. But I'm learning the short type, like going like this behind back, and then going like the volleyball type. It goes in, okay, and then the bounce, it goes in. So the short types I'm getting, and I can even spin it from each hand. It goes in. So I'm learning that the short game is getting better. So, you say, well, what's your progress? What's my progress is progressing into consistency. Because you have to get through the garbage to get to the good stuff. So now I'm progressing. I'm getting through the garbage to get to the good stuff. So now when I get to the good stuff, I know when I'm at the good stuff, I'm warmed up, I do my stretches, and I'm getting there. I'm there. So when I get there, it's definitely going to be a place to be. So when I find that place where I'm at, when I'm playing basketball, and I'm at that place, what place? The place of consistency. Being consistent in anything, persistent in consistency, not complaining, but always growing in your consistency. So I'm doing my short thing, my short game. I'm spinning it from my one hand. I'm spinning it from the other hand. I'm throwing it behind the back. I'm doing all these short game things so I can expand it into the mid game. So I can expand it into the dribbling. So I can expand it into the long game. So I can expand it as a whole. And once you get the whole figured out, you can work around that. And when you work around the whole game, your whole array of the different ways you make baskets, and then you get them all consistent, you're eventually, the mathematics are with you, you're eventually going to be able to find your placement and consistency with your arrangement of your baskets and your different styles and techniques of making your baskets. Hi guys, how you doing? Nice to see you guys here. It's nice that you are here, and I am happy to be here explaining basketball with you. Now, I need a rim for the basketball. I'm just totally into basketball right now. Now, when you think of a basketball in the basket, I find if I do this, it's very hard to make it behind the back. Because I tried that today. I was like, let me know when this goes in the basket. And I went like this, and it wasn't even close. They were all far away. But if I have this up like this, and I do it, and it goes in. But why? Why doesn't it go in more often when I do this? Why does it go in more often when I do this? That's the thing that really I studied lately. The last basketball outing, it was very windy, very, very windy out. And I was like, why is this basketball not going in? Very even close. I'm not even hitting the rim. I mean, it's like far away. I'm not even on target at all when I do this. I'm thinking, why is that? Is it up here or is it in here? How come when I'm making these trick baskets, I play better when it's like this? I don't understand it, but I'm trying to understand it now. Because I mean, I wasn't even close. I wasn't even hitting the rim when I was doing this like this. You know what I mean? Just like throwing it like, it wasn't even like online. It was like, you know how I got 3 in a row? I got 3 in a row with that like this. And it was online. But something up here isn't allowing the basket to go in the basketball to go in the basket when it's like that. Is it up here? Is it just mental block, or does it have to be open for you to feel it? Because a lot of people, you lose yourself when it's like this. You don't. Your perception is kind of different when it's like this. When you're throwing it like this, your perception is thrown off. But when you're doing it like this, and your eyes are open, or you're doing it like and your eyes are open, your perception's different. So the consistency is much better that I found today studying it is when it's up. When it's down like this, I didn't make any like that. But when I did it like this, I make 1 out of 10 or so. Even better. Because if you're getting like 3 in a row behind the back, 3 points, your consistency is at least 1 in a 10. I mean, I get them in 1 out of 10 when I'm set up right, but when I do this, I haven't made 1. Now, why is that? I don't know. Is it because it's like a mental block, or is it more than that? Is it because it has to do with, it's hard to explain. Does it have to do with a vision from your side? You know how like we have our vision, we can actually see over here when we look, okay? So to look behind us is, you say it's impossible. But with the third eye, it's like aiming at a target in the dark. Okay, so, but we're not necessarily in the dark because we're looking and we see. But when it's like this, it's much, much harder to get it in. I've noticed that today. I'm just trying to figure out why exactly that is. Because you're turned around, you can't see back there, but you're looking ahead. Is it because you can line yourself up better? Because you're looking where you're lined up still, even if you're turned around from it, you are able to see the line that's in front of you. And that line that's in front of you is straight with that basket that's on the other side of you. So that gives you a perception of where exactly you need to put it. Sure, you can measure the amount of pressure you put on it, how much you put on it, but you still need to be able to line yourself up from that basket behind you to make it See, if you watch them in the NBA and all that, when they make it with one-handed and everything, they have their eyes open. It's clear as day. You watch them. They have their eyes open and they're doing it. You need to be able to still line. See, the basket on the other side of the basketball court actually becomes very important because you're not looking behind you, but you see that basket that's in front of you, and you know that basket that's in front of you is lined up exactly with that basket that's behind you. See, that's important. Where are you? You are the best place to be at right now. Yeah. This is the best place. But, okay, and then you put it in because you know that lines up with what you're looking at in front of you. That's the big deal. So if you do this, you're not able to look in front of you to line it up, and your consistency gets shattered greatly. That's what I found out today. When you do this and you're playing behind the trick baskets like this, very much more difficult to make it in the basket without being able to see that other basket in front of you or line it up from what's in front of you to what's behind you. So that's very interesting to me. So, to do it blindfolded is much harder than to do it when you got your eyes open and you're looking at that other basket that's in front of you. Because the other basket that's in front of you is actually key to making that basket that's behind you. People say that's nonsense. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, people will say that's nonsense, but it's true. Because I tried it today to do it without being able to see what's in front of you or behind you. And it's much harder. Much, much harder. I mean, I wasn't even close to getting. My perception was thrown off that way. So, yes, it does help for that thing in front of you to be there so you can make the basket that's behind you, even as a trick basket. So if you see them in the NBA, watch them. They have their eyes open when they make those half-court behind-the-back baskets. Why? Because that basket that's in front of them is actually very important for them to make that basket that's been behind them. Because it gives them a perception of distance. Yeah. Now, if they were to do it blindfolded, the difficulty goes way up. That's what I learned today. And it's true. Very true. I'm doing all right today. I was watching the live stream. Slots. This guy's going nuts on the slots. He's betting like $20, $30 a spin. I'm like, you're not in Pennsylvania, dude. Because in Pennsylvania, you wouldn't be getting hand pays like that. You guys would be going broke. Because those tight machines are tight. And then I was watching Howl Knowing, playing a video game. Some kind of like Squidward, Plankton video game. Yeah, she's cute. She's kind of fun to watch. And so is the slot guy I watch. PSD something 51 something. I don't know. He bets a lot when he plays, man. He says he's not a high roller, but when you're betting $30, $20 a spin on a single slot, I mean, if I would go into a casino, which I probably only go about 3 times a year, I go in there with $100. I'm like, I'm just like not wanting to even to lose $50. I mean, these guys are betting $50 a spin in Vegas. I'm like thinking, dang, how can they do that? Because they actually get hand pays. Guess what? In Pennsylvania, you got 1 or 2 casinos or in one area. You don't get hand pays like that. They don't know how lucky they are to be in a place where they can actually play and keep playing. That don't happen at all casinos. Don't be naive and thinking it's going to happen in any casino you go to where you're going to get a hand pay. That happens in Vegas, I see, because I watch live streaming in Vegas playing casinos. Yes, it happens there, but don't expect it to happen where you're at. To get the feel for where you're going to play, because you can lose a lot of money and really quick if you think that it's like that everywhere. It's not. They have some places that have monopolies and they only pay out this minimum amount that they have to. And then you're sitting there with empty pockets. Have a burger, go to the bar, have a burger, have a drink, enjoy yourself, bet just a little bit of money and leave if you're at a tight place. That's my advice to you. Because if you're not at a tight place, you can, expect to possibly get a hand pay. But when you're at a tight place that's stingy, don't expect that. Because you'll be leaving with empty pockets. I mean, you'll get the feel, you get the vibe for it, ask around. People ask around if this place plays or not. They'll let you know. And sometimes you're just better playing a daily number, to be honest with you. And if you're in a tight place, a tight casino, tight state where they don't pay out hand pays that much, you're better off actually, to be honest with you, just to play a daily number. Like pick 3, 1, 2, 3, play that. Put 50 cents on it and win $250. Put $1 on it, win $500. I mean, your odds are actually better than going to a tight place and trying to do that at a slot table. You know what I mean? It's just, it's terrible. And they were guys, and some guys, I watch them on live streaming, playing them slots. They're very lucky to be able to play. They don't realize it because they're not in a tight state or a tight casino. They don't realize it. But yeah. And some places, like, you can't even live stream at some casinos. See, they live stream, and they're allowed to live stream in Vegas doing slot games. But in some states and some casinos, you can't do a live stream. You can't whip the camera out and start live streaming. They don't allow it. You'll get booted. But yeah, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you just aren't in the right place, and they're in a better place to be able to do that. And if you're not in the best place to do that, then you want to do that, well, then you have to go out there and do that. You know what I mean? I'm fine. I don't have to be, having fun doing that. I'm not like a real materialistic person or, after all the money and stuff. I'm after the knowledge, which is actually better than going after all the materialism and comforts and luxuries. Because the knowledge you can achieve can get you the eternity luxury, which is much better. The spiritual growth is much better. I learned that over time, through time. You know what I mean? And like when you drink, that's why they give you free drinks at them places. Because when you drink, you weakens your ability to, just say, okay, I'm going to walk with this $1,500 instead of trying $30 to spend on this machine I already won at. But then they just say, well, let's try this amount, like 20 cent denominations, or let's try $1 denominations, let's try 50 cent denominations, and they switch it up and do it in this. But eventually they end up losing, because the longer you play, the more likely you are to lose. And when you have a few drinks in you, you're more likely not to walk away. That's why you get free drinks at some of them places. A lot of people know this, and they take the free drinks, and it, you know what I mean? But a good gambler, I always said this, a good gambler is this. They don't really enjoy gambling. What they enjoy is winning and walking away with money. So if they get a $1,300 bet when they started with $100, guess what? They're walking. That's somebody that knows how to gamble. Somebody that doesn't know how to gamble and just doing it for fun because they like it, well, guess what? They, in the long run, end up losing. Even if they feel like they won, because they just keep gambling, keep betting. Boom, 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 boom. Even if they get like a $30,000 win, they're always betting and gambling where it's eventually just going to drain it. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough when I've seen the levels of it too, the levels of gambling. And thanks, man. Thanks for liking and subbing, Tucker. Appreciate it. But I've seen the levels of compulsiveness in gambling. I've seen the highest level, and I've seen the lowest level. I wouldn't like say I'm the highest level. I'm probably mid-ranged, because the highest level is like somebody getting their whole paycheck and just dumping it all into it. Like, what? I've seen somebody get a check, and I stopped after, I lost like, $30 out of $60, and they just keep throwing it back in there, and I'm like, what, dude, what are you doing? And he just lost all their paycheck. And then he's like, well, my girlfriend's going to be pissed. Well, yeah, you can't do that. What are you doing, dude? There are levels, and you got to be careful what level you're at. If you want to, like, say you're mid-ranged, well, you need to lower it to less than mid-range. If you're the highest range, you want to get to mid-range. I've seen people where their lowest level is like they'll just bet 1 cent on every spin. Like some casinos will let you do that. You can just bet 1 cent on each spin. And I'm thinking, well, that's crazy. And then I seen somebody do it. They actually won. Betting 1 cent. Not 30 cents, betting 1 cent on each spin. He was betting 1 cent on each spin and just sitting there for an hour doing it, right? And eventually he won. To where he left with a profit, like $50. I didn't think it was possible, but he did it. I'm like thinking, what the heck? But see, there's levels. That's the lowest level. Somebody they don't want to lose their money, hate losing, and they're betting just 1 cent every spin. Then there's mid, and there's the highest. Life is a gamble. But when you play and you trust in the right things, it's not so much a gamble. You just think it is. Because you trust in the right thing. So trusting in the perfect right thing in life is the most important. When you put your trust in the right stuff, that's when you got the right of way. That's what I find. But if you don't put your trust in the right things, that's when you end up losing in life. So the most important thing to do in life, they say it's a game, it's a gamble, everybody gets dealt different cards and this and that. It's what you do with your cards. Let's say you get like a shit hand in life, right? But another person got a great hand in life. They got all the opportunities, all the advantages, and you got the crappiest hand in life. You're down here. They don't trust in the right things. They end up losing. But you're down here. You got that crap hand. You trusted in the right thing. You end up winning. See, that's how important it is to put your trust in the right things in life. And I was smart, and I put my trust in Yeshua, Jesus Christ. And that was the key to my success, to my accomplishing great things, achieving great things. That was it right there. Putting my trust in Him, the living one. That's what, you guys should do. As long as you put your trust in the right things, you'll have the right of way. Hallelujah. Praise you.